Join me for a practical pack dev R&D. That's research and development. All right, we're in frame. Howdy, it's JAG, GrampyJAG, and we are back in mod pack development. You may recognize this kind of room. This is from the new mod pack Bobby and I are working on. Tentatively called Primitive Antics. And again, this is the structure you see in Terra Firma Craft, and we are down 3 levels down in the tetrahedrite deposit. So, thought I'd spend a little time talking at you here first. A lot of uhs. Man, there's a lot of uhs today. Anyhow, we've gone and selected a few basic mods to put into the pack. We've started ruling out what works, what doesn't work, what we like, what we don't like, what thematically works well together. Looked at a few packs that had some interesting stuff, but the blocks were so futuristic. And since I've got Future Pack in here as the end tech currently, kind of detracted from that and didn't mix with the Terra Firma Craft. So we're working on a couple of things we've narrowed down. We'll get to that later, probably in another video or so. Anyhow, at this point in the process, I am doing a run-through with the basic starting mods, one being Terra Firma Craft. There's a big learning curve with TFC, which I'm still learning. If you caught the write-up on the last video, I did learn how to make soup. Hella freaking ouch! Hallelujah, I hit my head. Yeah, I also finally died in a rock slide. Sorry about that. Watch out above you. It'll get you. So working out what works together, what doesn't, and how I tell you what, Terra Firma Craft doesn't make doing this easy because it hard rules out a lot of things just from the code. Ooh, that's cool. Just from the coding aspect and such. So I'm still working out mining. I have yet to do anvils and welding and such. Oh my, is probably going to be my next problem to solve because I think let's hop into game ODE1. Let's jump into creative for just a moment so I can get another copy of the book. Alchemistry guidebook. Okay. There it is. Now we can take a look at that. Processes. Oh, I've opened up some new stuff. So I haven't done the leather working. I've done the chiseling. I've done the barrels. I've done a little bit with dyes, the cairn. Haven't touched wool. Haven't touched carpentry or any. I got to look at this stuff. This is all new. Just opened. Got the prospecting and mining, sluicing and panning, charcoal pit, smelting. Okay, so the next things are the forge and the anvil. Actually, I think I've got the forge. It's crucible I need. So the anvil. So we've got our hammers. And we don't have flux. That's a problem. I'm probably going to, because this is all sedimentary, I'm probably going to have to put a workaround in at some point if I can't find sedimentary. I got to figure out how far to go to the next borax. Yeah, well, where do you find borax? That's the question. Anyhow, got to find flux. If I can't find flux and I can't figure out how far to go to the next quote, quote, air quotes, biome, I'm going to have to do a workaround for a flux. There are some things that could work, but in general, it's usually a sedimentary calcium carbonate. So here, anvils can be used to shape things, but just for now, we're going to worry about welding. In order to weld something, it needs, I can get something up to welding heat. I know how to do that. It'll be can weld is what we're looking at. It's showing copper here. I don't know if we have to do copper before we can do, if we have to do a copper anvil before we can do a bronze anvil, because I've already got a stash of bronze. It's the flux that's holding me up. Place the 2 ingots with shift right click, click on the GUI, shift right click to weld the ingots. This will give you a double ingot. And then you take your double ingots and you can build them into a copper anvil. The anvils, or welding, can only be done on anvils of 1 tier lower than the metal being welded. Okay, so we are going to have to go through copper to get a copper anvil. It's a good thing I didn't melt all that tetrahedrite yet and turn it into bronze. And I got a chunk to go. So we got to do, there's our answer to one question. We got to do a copper anvil first. And we got to find flux. Flux. Marble, chalk, dolomite, limestone, marble, chalk, dolomite, yeah. Chalk, fluorite. Really? Fluorite. Fluorite is a, I want to say, metamorphic. Well, we did find fluorite in sandstone when I was in college. So this probably can show up in a number of different places depending on if you have water flowing through and you have the fluoride ions and the calcium in solution. So probably metamorphic or sedimentary, probably not igneous, unlike gee, just hear something go splat, something fell out of my ear. Anyhow, I'm going to do a little digging, take you in, and show you how to dig out the tetrahedrite, and we'll worry about flux later. So, to get on with the getting, we got to switch back. Actually, let's do this first. That's not it. There we go. And let's get rid of the book we don't need. Love 112 too. It's so easy to switch. Okay, so I am going to, well, let's look at the map here. This is where I have found the tetrahedrite. So we're going to come forward one, and then we're going to turn. So in order to do that, we're going to hollow out this section. And this is a steady process. There's no, don't take out your supports. There's no way of speeding this up until we get into higher modpack levels. And I'm not certain how it will work with TFC, if TFC will allow the more rapid mining or not. So that's another hurdle or another investigation as we go click, clock, click, clock, click, clock, digging this out. And I'll probably set this on to speed it up so you don't have to like deal with me stumbling over my words, trying to keep you interested as I try not to die at the very same time. So at this point, I am going to turn the volume off and hollow at least this next section out for you. Alrighty, we are back. Took a little bit to dig this out. Had to get some food, some water, yada yada yada. Probably going to have to get some more supplies again soon. I don't know if you noticed, but back there's a gem. So when you're hard rock mining like this, occasionally you will pick up gems. And oops, usually, yeah, this one's chipped. Usually they turn out to be better than what you can get out of a sluice or a pan. So I'm holding on to all gems right now. Might wind up utilizing them in recipes down the road. Oh, my flour has turned rotten. I didn't eat it fast enough. I'm definitely going to have to get some supplies. We're going to cut out of this. I'm going to extend the mine a little bit while I'm off camera and get some food and get some more cedar blocks, etc. Yada, yada, yada. So I'll be coming back for another part. See you in just a second. Toodles. So I found some interesting things. When I went out to get my lumber, I found green beans, got the seeds, put them in my garden, and lo and behold, I actually got vegetables. So I have some fresh peppers to eat. Hallelujah. I also got to get done with the calamari because it's about to expire. There's always a bad thing. Always. Now, something else I found when I was running around, I did not find cows, but I did find some sheep nearby. So, can I open this? Can't open it from this view. I'm not that skilled. So I brought my bucket over, and it's got to be a wood bucket, it turns out, for a lot of things, because you got to use the one with Terra Firma Craft. You can't use a regular bucket. It doesn't work. Just saying. Brought my bucket over with the hopes of going and trying to milk a ewe at some point. We'll see how that works. Get me some dairy. But for now, we're going to go down, we're going to chop some wood, and then we're going to go back to diggity digging, because you know I like my digging. Yep. Sound effects are free. Why? Because I don't have any in this mod pack, because, gee, broken record much? Terra Firma Craft, it don't like it. Just saying. Let's get that. I forgot to take my bowls back with me, too. I'll leave that. Probably should get some water. Probably should make another vat to bring down here. Or barrel, whatever it is. There we go. Let's put, no, I can't put those up. Well, foobly boobly. Foobly boobly. Let's go back up. Let's put these up for the moment because we need to make, we want to make wood. We don't want to make posts. Oh, that's a knife. Knife ain't gonna do it. I need a saw. You're both green. Get off my back. Alright, and then we turn these into planks. Yay. And we do it all over again. With a knife. Yeesh. Leave the knife alone. What'd that knife ever do to you? There we go. Okay, this is not where I want to be. Let's go back up one. And I guess we're going to put that. Well, I could bring that down and put all this down. That way I would have it on the lowest level. That might be smarter. That way I ain't got to keep looking for stuff. I'll know exactly where it is. This is normally where my trash box goes, though. Have to rememberize that for later. Oh, I got more cedar to chop up. There we go. Now we can put some stuff up. Don't need the knife. Got to remember to take my bowls back with me. I don't need the extra water. Don't need the extra torches. Do need these. I can pull the torches out, put those over here. There we go. And let's throw out the rock. Is that everything? Oh, I got more. There we go. I can put some of these up too. I don't need all these. That should be adequate. All right, I am going to cut out again. I'm going to do a little mining now that you've seen how to chop up the lumber or the logs into lumber into planks and oh my. So see you in a touch. That was fast. See you in a touch. That's a better cut. You can see I've done a little bit of digging. So I isolated where my ore is. So these there are 4 chunks here. They're not chunks, but they're blocks. We'll call them blocks. No, they're not blocks because we can't get that. Hunks. These 4 hunks back here, isolated by the trusses that are behind me. Those have my tetrahedrite ore in it. I did a little exploring. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. There we go. Yep, so if you hit the right thing. I did a little exploring using the prospecting pick. So you can see the tetrahedrite here. And I was picking up traces along the side, but I'm thinking once I remove all this, all these traces are going to disappear until you get down here. And I start picking up larger traces of tetrahedrite again. The question is it out further, right, left, up, or down from here? I'm having issues getting the prospector's pick getting figured out here because you can get 2 different readings in the same spot at different times. So are we reading it from the block we're in, or are we reading it from the block we're tapping on and beyond? It's hard to tell. I have found, at least on the upper level, a lot of my trace readings for tetrahedrite that I get disappear when the ore body's dug out. So it may be picking up info from below, it may be picking up info from above, or there may yet be more out here. All I can tell you is it tapered off to almost nothing about here, and then started increasing as I got down here. So let's just show you here. Oops, that's a shovel. Ain't gonna do anything. Nothing of interest. I slide over one. Medium tetrahedrite. Yeah. Medium tetrahedrite. Found another medium sample. Large sample of tetrahedrite. Nothing. A very large sample. So it looks like it's in this direction, but then you come over here. Nothing of interest. There's another large sample. Nothing of interest, nothing of interest. And my pick just broke. Good thing I got another one. Very large. Very large. Very large. So there's something going on. I may have 2 different deposits. Yeah, I know, we're getting crazy here. I may have 2 different deposits, one on this side and one heading out that direction. I don't know. I'll have to do more digging, but I'm down to my last pick. So at this point, I am going to dig out these 4 chunkies. What did we decide on? It wasn't chunk, it wasn't block, it was hunks. These 4 hunks centered on this post. And get my tetrahedrite run back to the base. Now, I know you're asking, I can hear you all asking, because I knew it when I said it. GrampyJAG, if you have cheats on, why did you run back to your base to get stuff, supplies and such? Why didn't you just go and wish it into existence? Well, here's the thing. Because this is in development, and because I'm trying to find out where there are breaks in the logic, breaks in the operations, if I just cheat everything in, I'll never find it. So it does take a little while to actually walk through everything, especially when you start making changes, and then you got to test it to make sure that it still works or something doesn't work different. It's a process. It takes time. Although, like I say, this is looking to be a relatively light pack at the moment. So hopefully won't have a whole lot of scripting to do. Unlike Dcraft. Oh my god, Dcraft. I'm still working on scripts for Dcraft after literally years. I'm still finding things that need, little bits of fixing here and there. So anyhow, that's probably going to wind it up for now. I'm going to dig out my tetrahedrite. I'm going to get myself some copper set up and see if I can't make an anvil next. That's going to be the next goal, making a copper anvil. So hopefully in the next day or two I'll film another thing and you'll see me working with anvils. Because I got to make one first before I can show you how to make one. So yeah. Bye. Ta-ta. Oh, and if you can, hit that like button, leave a comment, do a jig. You know what? Ow! I hit my head again. I can't dance down here. But yeah, anything you can do to help this, quote, algorithm. I don't really believe in an algorithm. I don't think it's there. I think people make up the excuses blaming the algorithm in a lot of cases. But just in case, if you comment or thumb up or something, at least I know you've looked at it and you appreciate the content. Subscribe if you can. Again, the more subscribers we get, the more chance we have of monetizing, which means I can do more stuff like servers. Ooh, wouldn't you like to be on a server with GrampyJAG and Bobby? Let's admit it. Y'all want to be with Bobby. Y'all think Bobby's cool. Every time Bobby's involved, y'all show up. Don't understand it. He don't even have a channel. GrampyJAG got a channel. Just saying. Anyhow, do something. Make an old man happy. Buy me a cup of coffee if nothing else. Yeah. So that's the pitch for this time. You haven't had one in a while. Sayonara. See you later. Jag out. Got some craft tweaker tips and tricks coding next episode.